Morning, everybody. Meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Wednesday morning. It's hump day, and it is also going to be the warmest day of the week. Now, before we get into the forecast, though, still continue to see some ice jamming along a couple of rivers here in Nebraska. First off, up north, the Kippaha River. I always want to say Kippaha River up there in Boyd County, western Boyd County, which eventually feeds into the Niobrara River. It's right here. That's been extended out. It was supposed to expire today at 10 o'clock in the morning. It is now going until Friday at 10 in the morning there. That flood advisory is. Flood advisory right in here. This is for the Elkhorn River west of O'Neill. I believe this is set to expire at 10:15 tonight. It was supposed to expire last night, but it was extended out in time. Same thing for this here. Now, the one that was in the Loop River here west of Columbus, that got canceled, but along the Elkhorn River north of Fremont, here northwest of Fremont, goes until 11 or noon today. But these always get extended out just depending on the situation, so we'll see how that goes. There still is a flood watch out. This keeps getting extended out. Now it goes until 6 o'clock this evening along the Elkhorn River there in east central and northeast Nebraska. Basically, the one county in the local 4 viewing area that's included is Antelope County here on that western side right there. So, taking a look at our forecast. Well, the good news is we're not talking about additional rain, so eventually the waters are going to go down in those local rivers. The rivers even here in south central Nebraska are high, and they're even a little out of the bank in spots. There's a lot of standing water out there still, but just not the concern for flooding for the most part here, especially now things aren't continuing to go up. But anyways, we'll look at our futurecast here. Quite a few clouds around today. It's already breezy, and that's kept temperatures very mild this morning. But look what happens to the wind as the day goes on. These winds out of the south, those arrows, start moving faster and faster. We're going to get some strong winds out there today. We're going to see some gusts this afternoon that could exceed 45 miles per hour. Might sneak in a few sprinkles right in here. But you also notice this right here. There's a little partial clearing. We're going to back this up a bit. Let's go back to 10 o'clock in the morning out west, maybe some sunshine. That sun starts to push eastward here. Meanwhile, out west, late in the afternoon, we may start to see some light rain and maybe even isolated thunder and lightning. Could be a few claps of thunder right in here, and this will lift to the northeast towards north central Nebraska as we get into this evening, so still some rain and isolated thunder. The rest of us, a pretty quiet night. Those south winds are going to stay strong most of the night, so it's going to stay mild out there for overnight lows. Now, it does start to cool off near this frontal boundary and westward as that front comes through. Winds will turn out of the west and northwest. They won't be as strong, but still breezy, and there may be a few more sprinkles, light rain around, maybe some flurries up north. Not going to see a lot of moisture with this. The brunt of it's going to stay well to our north. Tomorrow, kind of a partly cloudy day, mostly cloudy to the northeast, mostly sunny to the southwest, breezy west and northwesterly winds blowing about 10 to 20 miles per hour, maybe some gusts 25 to 30 miles per hour. As we get into tomorrow night, the winds will die down a bit. It looks to be mostly clear to partly cloudy overnight into Friday morning. Pretty quiet weather for the most part. We may see some moisture return at the end of the week. It looks pretty limited, though. So highs today topping out in the mid to upper 50s and low 60s in most locations. I think the warmest temperatures will be where we sneak in just a little more sunshine today in these locations here. So pretty good day, but it comes with the price of those strong winds. Again, some gusts up to 45 miles per hour out of the south. Tonight, temperatures will remain mild, especially over eastern Nebraska, where temperatures could remain in the low to mid 40s. It's going to be a south wind all night long. As that cold front starts to approach, though, temperatures do start to cool back, but we're still looking at 30s, which is closer to what our average high is this time of the year. I do want to look up some information real quick. This morning and today, for February 7th, we're going to shatter record warm minimum temperatures. But tomorrow, the record warm minimum temperature in Grand Island is 35. And in Hastings is 38. So both places, if this forecast holds true, could potentially see that record broken. We're probably going to shatter it for today more than likely because we're sitting in the 40s as of the time of this recording, and we're not going to get into the 30s. And I think our record is like 35 and 34 for Hastings and Grand Island, and so we're going to shatter that record. But tomorrow morning we have a chance to maybe get another record warm minimum temperature for February 8th. Highs tomorrow, cooler but still not bad. Mid to upper 40s, low to mid 50s, warmer the farther south and southeast you go. Tomorrow night a little cooler yet, mid 20s to mid 30s for most of us. And then looking ahead to your Friday, temperatures come down a little bit more, ranging from around 40 up north to around 50 or so in the southeast, low 50s here. So still decently mild for this time of the year. So look at the rest of your forecast. Well, yes, temperatures are coming down towards the end of the week, but still not cold by any means for this time of the year. Some limited moisture, sprinkles tonight, Light rain Friday afternoon and evening. Might even see some snow Friday night for some, but I think most of this is going to be off to the south and southwest of us, so it's just a small chance. Rest of your forecast I have kept dry for now, including the weekend. I took out any snow chances. I think everything looks like it's going to stay to the south. Temperatures do cool down a little over the weekend, but then start to warm back up on Monday and Tuesday into the upper 40s. And as we look at the long range part of the forecast, temperatures will be mild through the middle of next week in the mid to upper 40s, but then it does look like we're going to see a return to reality, as highs will be a little bit closer to average by the end of next week. And in fact, in the long range part of the forecast, the Climate Prediction Center, this is their outlook, not mine, Climate Prediction Center's outlook for from Valentine's Day all the way through the 20th of February is showing us pretty close to average, with most of the country actually below average. So we might be spared from the worst of the cold, although really actually, you know, just because they are likely to be below average in the southeast doesn't mean they're going to be colder than us. It just means they're colder than their average lows. Whereas, so it still is probably going to be warmer than us there, but we'll be near average by the middle of February. That's going to be 38 to 40 degrees right in there. As for precipitation, kind of on the edge between below average and above average, so I don't think we'll probably see a whole lot down the road. Let's take a look at the long-range models here. This is the European model. Here's the moisture later today, sprinkles, light rain, maybe some thunder out west. So western and northern areas have the best chance of moisture this evening. And then tomorrow morning, maybe another little shot as that front comes through, but most of us won't see much with that. And then there's that next shot for late Friday into Friday night. A little bit of light rain, maybe some snow off to the southwest, but the bulk of that system will stay to our south. So it's just a quick glancing pass. The weekend I have kept dry. That's going to stay to our south as well. It's going to be close. We'll see. This model, the European model, actually is showing a little bit of snow for Saturday night here. We'll see. I have not included it in the forecast yet. I took it out, in fact, here. The rest of the forecast through the early and middle portion of next week, pretty quiet, maybe some limited chances of moisture here and there. Nothing major looks to be on the way, though, through most of next week. Let's take a look at the GFS model. And later today, there's the sprinkles, the showers off to the west, maybe some thunder and lightning there. And then just very limited moisture tomorrow morning. Next chances Friday. Friday late in the day, and again I had that slight chance of rain. This model keeps it mainly snow off to the southwest, but does not have a whole lot for most of us, and then keeps most of the moisture Saturday night and Sunday morning down to our south. So it's why I've kept our moisture chances pretty limited at the end of this week into the weekend here. And then next week, not a whole lot going on there. Temperatures do eventually come down later in the week, but we won't see much moisture. So let's looking at the temperature profile here. This is the temperature trend from the European model. Again, the mild weather today starting to cool down for the end of the week, cooling down a little bit more for the weekend, and then starts to come back up a little bit early next week. Not super warm, but at the same time, Arctic air remains to the north. We do get another glancing shot of colder air, and this is a little more aggressive with the colder air for late next week than what some models have been showing recently. Still keeps the brutally cold air off to our northeast, but maybe just a little glancing shot of some chillier air as we look towards later next week. Here's the GFS model, again, very mild today, cooling down over the next few days and into the weekend. It starts to warm up a little bit next week, but not much. And then here comes that shot of some cooler air late next week right there. That one's a little more delayed than the European model is. So still some things that are up in the air long range, so I'm not going to get too worked up about that part of the forecast. So there you go. There is your forecast for today. I want to thank you all for watching on this Wednesday morning. I hope it's a good day for you. Enjoy the warmth. Avoid the wind as much as possible. And I'll be back with you on Thursday morning. Until then, take care and God bless. Bye.